What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 5, and we start today's episode off with a game against Osasuna here, but even though they're in the same division as us, this is not a league game, this is a Copa del Rey game, or as it's known in the game, Spanish Cup. This is a Spanish Cup game here, and as we take them on, we all know that the main objective this season is to try and get Racing Santander towards the highest positions in the league, towards the top of the table in the first season, but as for our cup goal, as for what we want to do in the Copa del Rey, well, I want to make it past the first round. I would love to get a big matchup with one of the big teams in the Liga BBVA, but even so, just getting ourselves through the first round would be nice. And because we don't have much money here at Racing Santander either, the further we go into competition, the more money we make. And you guys probably get emails in career modes when you might be managing a big team like Chelsea or City, and you get like £50,000 and you just delete the email really quickly. It doesn't bother you. But for us, for this really poor team, that £50,000 that we might get for progressing or whatever number it might be would be really helpful for us. It really would. But still, we do take on Osasuna. They had the first chance of the game, but our goalkeeper saved the shot, and in 25th minute the Osasuna goalkeeper saved one of our shots and it was still scoreless. So early chance for both sides here, but still the deadlock had not been broken. But in the 41st minute almost was. The shot was taken and it hit the post there, so good chance for the home side, but still scoreless. And in the 47th minute we come through a Tunkara finding Migueles here. Good chance here as we take it round the last defender. Shoot, good opportunity, but it's another great save and it's turned behind for a corner. So both goalkeepers playing very well as things stood. And the finishing was just not on point right now. But in the 52nd minute, Concha's on the ball for us. Good chance here. Rolls it into the path of Migueles. And the shot goes wide. And again, another really good chance goes begging. And it's still scoreless. And in the 84th minute, we come through again here. Oscar finding Mariano. He step overs around the last man. And puts it into the bottom corner as well. To make it Osasuna 0, Racing Santander 1. So I brought the guy off the bench, Mariano. And this is the point I'll be making. The defences are going to be so weak. The goalkeeper is going to be so underpowered. This guy is a 57 overall striker, yet he still scored me a goal. And that's the point, because we're playing those such weak opposition defences, we will score a lot of goals with this team. And it did prove to be the only goal of this game though. We won it by 1-0. Mariano coming off the bench getting it, and that does put us through to round 2 of the Copa del Rey. So hopefully going to get ourselves a big team in the draw, but even so, just making it through was good for us, because as you'll see by the email, as Madran is coming back from injury, we did get ourselves, I think it was 46.5 grand. Was it 42.5 grand, so 42.5 grand for getting through that. And it may seem like nothing, but to us, that's a very nice installment on the current budget we had. So yeah, it may seem like nothing, but playing for the cup games could actually be important just to get ourselves a little bit better financially. But still, we take on Yaga for the next game here at home, back in the Liga Adelante. And of course, getting through the cup, as I mentioned there, would be very nice for us, but this is still going to be the main competition. We are desperate to get ourselves promoted to La Liga in as soon as possible, really, as quick a time as possible. We know it will be difficult obviously with this team, and as you can see, we had to make changes again to this lineup there. It's one of the frustrating things about this team is going to be that we will never really have a set first 11, so even though we do have one in place, we'll rarely ever stick to it. We'll pretty much on every single game make at least 1 or 2 tweaks and changes to the lineup, and that will mean that it'll be hard for me to get a real pattern going with the team. But even so, it's just another challenge that I'm looking forward to overcoming. And as we do take on the away side here, the first chance would fall to us in the 16th minute. Moreno goes down the right hand side and takes on Recre, cuts inside and beats 2 of the away side's defenders, and from a tight angle I tried to squeeze in it at the near post, show how bad the goalkeepers are, but it turned out to be quite a simple save and it was cleared away, so still scoreless. But as they come through down the left hand side here, it's Querel on the ball and he finds Simon. Simon collects it, plays it inside towards Lopez. Good chance here, the number 4 plays a brilliant through ball into Pereira, but that shot kind of summed up the division really nice build up, but the shots are just poor and that went miles wide of the post and it was still scoreless. In the 41st minute we come through with Fede, we give it to Sandro. Sandro fakes shots around his man, good chance here, he shoots and scores and does give us the lead here at home. So very nice finish by Sandro. And I should say as well, you might notice that even though I changed the stadium name at the start of this career mode, it doesn't say that when we first go into the games, the pre-match screen, the sort of the cinematic as you will. I don't know why that is, it's really annoying, but still, it's still 1-0. And in the 45th minute we come through with Jose Pose on the ball here. The shot is saved by the goalkeeper and it's cleared away. So still 1-0 as things stood. But we were pressing, we were looking for that second goal to put the game to bed, but as it was still 1-0 and this division is so tight in terms of the teams, there's barely any difference between them. We knew that anything could happen, and they did almost grab themselves an equaliser in the 59th minute, but Recre's shot went wide, and it was how the game finished as well. Nothing really happened in the last half hour. It was just a really boring game, no real action to show you, but I was still pleased because we got the win, and that's the most important thing. And although the performances may not be amazing so far, it's only been a couple of games I can pick out and say, yeah, we were fantastic in that one. Even though the performances may not be amazing, we're still picking up points early on, and that's exactly what we need. So it's very good to do that, despite the fact we may not be playing the best games of our series. But still, we took on Recre for the third and final game of today's episode, and I am going to be trying to make sure there's at least 3 games per episode as well. Obviously in my West Brom career mode there's usually only 2, sometimes there's 3, but usually only 2, because there's just so many highlights to show you, and it's just, you know, it's action packed really, that career mode with stuff to show and display. But in the Liga Adelante division at least, I think I'll definitely try and make sure we have at least 3 games, because these games I know aren't going to be as interesting as ones that we would play in La Liga. So that's why I'm going to try and speed through it as quickly as possible. As you can see, I'm playing on 4-minute halves as well, so there will be less actual highlights in the games, but even when there are some highlights, I might not show some, just to speed through this first season. And, you know, hopefully we'll be playing in La Liga next year. Otherwise we'll have to speed up the season again next year, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But still, we take on Recreativo, and the first chance of this game would fall in the 13th minute here, as Concha finds Migueles, and it's a good chance here as we get on the right hand side. Munir getting on the ball, he takes it around his man with a double step over, keeps on going, gets himself inside and shoots, and he also scores as well to make it 1-0. So 1-0 to Racing Santander, perfect start, not even quarter of an hour in and we are already in the lead. And of course, as you would have seen by my team as well, again a much changed side, lots and lots of absentees because of the fitness reasons, and this guy obviously didn't play any part on the game in the weekend, so this guy has 38 stamina, and it meant even in this game he wasn't fully fit, but I started him and I was glad I did because we were 1-0 up. In the 35th minute we come through again here, Tunkara on the ball, plays it inside towards Migueles to Munir, he's got a man on the overlap, it's Concha comes through and scores and makes it 2-0. So Recreativo 0, Racing Santander 2. Munir had now scored and assisted, and it was a very good performance as things stood, and that's the thing as well, you know, even though Munir is having a really good game, it means that we won't be able to play him on the weekend playing this one because he'll just be too tired. So that's definitely something I will have to keep in mind. The stamina is going to play such a huge effect this season. But still, in the 46th minute in the second half, pretty much straight from kickoff here, they go down the left hand side, Vega's on the ball and finds Molina in the centre, good opportunity, but his shot is well saved by Raul Fernandez, our captain, and turned behind for a corner. So still 2-0, a very good save there. And 10 minutes later they come through again. It's a good chance as Joselu gets onto the ball, he plays it out wide towards Dimas into Molina, they keep holding the ball really nicely, Recreativo, and eventually work their way back into the box with Nunez playing a 1-2 with Dimas, and he strikes it, and again it's a great save by Raul Fernandez, our goalkeeper, keeping it 2-0 and desperate to preserve this clean sheet. But as you guys have seen in my West Bromwich Albion career mode, goalkeepers seem to make a lot of mistakes this year, but there are also some dodgy penalty decisions to get awarded too, and this one was a combination of both. Raul Fernandez goes up to punch a corner away and doesn't really deal with it, so a bit of a mistake, not really making clean contact with the ball, but also a dodgy penalty decision because as he gets tripped up and falls to the floor here, well, can you spot the penalty? I have no idea what a penalty is awarded for there. I mean, seriously, it wasn't like he was, you know, jumping backwards and elbowing the guy. He got tripped up from behind. He fell over twice in the same highlight. You know, it's not a penalty, but it was given, and again, a mistake and a dodgy penalty decision, but a penalty to Recreativo regardless. It's going to be Koke stands up against Raul Fernandez, and, well, I guess justice prevails because Raul Fernandez makes a brilliant save. We get it away for a corner, and it's still 2-0. So great to see Raul Fernandez still preserving a clean sheet as things stood there, because I didn't think it was a penalty myself, and at least he recovered from making the initial mistake. But despite what the commentator said there was no goal in the 78th minute, because despite Recreativo putting the ball in the back of the net, the flag was up for offside, and rightfully so. So the score was still 2-0, and it was how it finished as well. So great to get ourselves another 3 points, and despite the very poor squad we have, we've made a really good beginning to this division, and we want to keep it up. 5 episodes in, won a ton of games already, look very confident using this side for the most part, and it's all been positive so far, and we want to keep this going for as long as possible. possible. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please do consider leaving a like rating, because it is of course much appreciated and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.